before we went live, I said, I love that I crapped all over that Thursday night game, which, by the way, deserved to be crapped on. And then my team had the exact same score, except they lost. So there you go. Karma just uppercut me right in the jaw.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting here with another loss, and my team's all the way down as the 7th seed. And we are in 3rd place behind the Lions and the Bears in the division.
Back to life. Back to reality. Yeah, I got lucky with that too, because I think it was in the second quarter, I tweeted, are we watching Eagles Packers or Broncos Raiders on Thursday Night Football? And then, we got the exact same score. So that was pretty cool. It was funny, and I wasn't too mad at you, but all those Packers fans giving me the business during Thursday Night Football. I said, haha, sucks, doesn't it? And the difference is I've already accepted that's who my team is. I was like, don't worry, guys. It'll get started in the 4th quarter. It never did.
Yeah.
You guys are like, oh God, is this who we are now?
Yeah. There was, we were going through some life crises there. And I was like, okay, maybe they'll pick it up in the second half, right? Because that's what they've been doing. But now for the second week, we've scored our only touchdown in the 4th quarter, which not great, Bob. Not great.
Yeah.
Perna, you got a fitty.
Oh, I will die for my country, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Let's see. Do I got it? Do I got it for you, Dane? Yeah, I do.
We ride and we die together.
Wow, we haven't had that one. I feel like we haven't played that in a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a while. I played during the Broncos streams, but
that's fair.
Packers, Eagles. We'll get to that. There's a bunch of news to touch on in the NFL, and then I got the tier list ready, and we will rank which team seasons are already over as discussed. But Packers, Eagles.
It's true, comrade. If only there was.
Is there? I think are there just too many really good defenses right now? Is that what's happening? Or are offenses just starting to blow chunks a little bit? Tom, I'm not sure.
Well, it depends, because the Seahawks have no problem scoring. The Rams have no problem scoring.
Well, yes.
So it's not every offense that, blows chunks right now.
Colts are on a...
Colts, unless they're playing against the Steelers, then they're turning the ball over.
Sure, they're one weakness.
Exactly.
Dude, if the Colts say end up with the 2 seed and they got to face the Steelers in the wild card.
That's how we'll know we've been...
No.
So again, that can't be the worst. The worst one would still be Broncos Steelers wild card. That would be okay. Whatever deity created anything, they're gone. They are gone. They've abandoned us. Yeah, I think there's a couple things. When we're talking specifically about the Packers, there are some bright sides to pull out from that game, even though it doesn't feel like it. One, both defenses did an incredible job. If we want to talk about Philadelphia real quick, dude, Jalen Phillips, the guy that they just traded a 3rd-round pick for, made an immediate impact in that game. So thanks, Miami. I really appreciated that. But the fact that that defense really held the Packers in check, didn't allow them to do anything, but then so did the Packers. They allowed 1 touchdown, right? They allowed the first points to be scored in the 3rd quarter, and it was a field goal. And even on the Devontae Smith touchdown, it was pretty good coverage. So I feel pretty strong. Micah Parsons came out after the game too, and he's like, listen, we're going to beat a lot of football teams if our defense played like we just did. Right. Yeah. So that's some good news, especially after the week prior when the Packers lost to the Panthers. Rico ran all over them. Right here, Saquon was held to 2.9 yards a carry. Sure. So this is after, obviously had the bye week in between. This is after he ran all over the Giants. And that was my concern heading into this game. So the good news is that the Packers defense looks really darn good. That is a big positive. The bad news is the Packers offense. Holy God, man. There's so many things. And I talked about this ad nauseum during the post-game breakdown, but the blocking on the O-line is not good. They can't set up runs. They can't pass protect. And unfortunately, Elton Jenkins fractured his leg. And so he got carted off. So that's a huge blow. Yeah, and that's been a problem. And when Tucker Kraft is out, if we're just talking about in the blocking game, that's a big problem. And his absence was definitely felt. I mean, dude, I think he had 5 targets. They're throwing a Bo Melton, who's the wide receiver, who switched over to be a corner in the offseason. And they're throwing Bo Melton out there because there's no Matthew Golden. There's still no Jaden Reed. And of course, there's no Tucker Kraft.
Snip, snap.
Yeah, snip, snap, snap. So unfortunately for the Packers, like there's a litany of issues. And then like you can definitely harp on some play calling. They ran the ball a lot. And there were at times there's like
down.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, we're doing the run pass that we got from Mike McCarthy back in the day. And then, yeah, it was, Love unfortunately had that really bad fumble on the 27 of the Eagles because they were in field goal range. But there's 2 things that LaFleur is getting crapped on for, and rightfully so. And it's one, that 4th and 1 call, which they hurried up. They got 90 seconds left. They got 2 timeouts. And you have the Eagles calling it out and going inside zone this side. And guess where it went, Brandon? Inside zone that side. It gets blown up. It's a fumble. And the Packers, there was a weird thing where the Eagles threw it on 4th down and we had a shot, but whatever. That's the one thing. And the other thing which drives me even more insane, because we've talked about LaFleur and situationally, there's times where he's not that great, but it's the kicking situation. That is really grinding my gears now. It's really got some sand up in there because McManus goes on ESPN and says, oh yeah, this is the first time I felt like relatively healthy in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Why is he getting the start then? And then during this game, you have an opportunity at like a 57 and a 58-yard field goal, and you don't even send him out. And that could have changed the entire game. So that's what's infuriating because we have a guy. It's not like, oh, we don't have another kicker. We're just stuck with McManus. Haversick set the freaking franchise record, man. He was perfect when he played. And it's like, listen, I don't know how he's going to kick now. It just is more glaring when McManus kicks, when that at the very end, you're sending him out there for like a prayer of a 65-plus yarder.
Hey, you guys could sign Justin Tugger. He's available.
We have a kicker.
You could sign Justin Tugger, Tom.
We have a kicker. We do. But yeah, that's the Packers offense. Like they have things to figure out. And the good news, Packers fans, right, is we're going to know. Within the next month, we're going to know. The Giants are the last, and I'm using the biggest quotation marks, gimme game, right? Because now it's Jameis Winston. Who knows? Interim head coach. We'll see what happens.
Are you guys playing them this week?
Yeah, we play them on Sunday. Yeah, of course it's the Packers. But then
the Giants are going to roll you guys.
They have 3 divisional opponents in a row. They got the Vikings, they got the Bears, they got the Lions. So we're about to find out. They got, we're 8 games left, and I think 5 of those games are divisional opponents. But yeah, because we got the Giants, the Broncos, and the Ravens. So 5 out of 8 is the NFC North.
Ooh.
We're about to find out how good the Packers actually are.
I really do hope Packers-Broncos ends 10-7.
It might.
If it could do that, that would be nice. Well, at least as a Packers fan, you've seen your offense with these players have success. You've seen Jordan Love play well. You've seen, Watson and Dobbs, and you've seen like them play well. So like they've done it once. It's kind of just like figuring out how to get back there.
Yeah.
And I think that should give you a little hope, because if you hadn't seen it ever at all at this point, then you're like, oh God, why did we give Jordan Love all that money? Right? Like where are we going? But you've seen it, so that they can get back to it. And I think that's like when Micah Parsons is saying we can win a lot of football games this way, it's true. And I think there is a thing happening where
true, Jack.
There are coordinators, or play callers like LaFleur, like Sean Payton, like some of these, we'll just use those 2 right now, where they try to just get a little too cute. And it's not just them though, right? Like I would say there are fair criticisms. You talked about that 4th and 1, and the Broncos had a 3rd and 1 in that game, if you remember, and they tried that trick play to Cortland Sutton. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just hand the you need 1 yard, and that's what you're dialing up. I mean, even like the Eagles on 4th and 2, they dial up a deep pass to AJ Brown, which if Jalen Hurts just throws a better football there, that's a touchdown. So you've got a ballsy call, but you got players not executing on offense. And I think that's half the battle with guys like LaFleur and Sean Payton. They want to do these things, but they're not getting consistent execution from their offenses. And that's fucking shit up for them. The other part of it is they just need to simplify things a little bit. I look at guys like Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. They call these Andy Reid. They call these brilliant offenses, but McVay's got Stafford. Call whatever you want. Stafford's going to give you the best chance every single play. Andy Reid's got Patrick Mahomes. Whatever Reid calls, Mahomes is going to give him. They don't have that yet with Jordan Love. Teams like Bo Nix, they don't have that yet. And I think we're seeing a little bit of dilution from play calling, going against defenses that know how to defend it with young quarterbacks who don't know how to beat those defenses every play yet, or at least put their offense or have the confidence to put their offense in the best situation on a play-to-play basis. And I saw somebody say, you know what? Remember when Aaron Rodgers and LaFleur were together? How much should we kind of go back and reflect? Like maybe Rodgers changing some shit up at the line a little more than we gave him credit for. And you kind of need that. You need a play caller calling in a great play, quarterback calling it in the huddle, going up to the line and go, that is a great play, but that's the wrong defense to run it against. And I'm not saying Jordan Love and Bo Nix can't do those things, but there's been a lot of games where you just see offenses die. And I think the Eagles defense is very good. I think the Packers defense is very good. I think the Broncos defense very good. The Texans defense very good. But the Broncos playing like shit against the Raiders defense, that doesn't make sense.